There's no such thing as the Bible. Hey everybody, I'm Dan McClellan. I'm a scholar of the Bible and religion. And you might be thinking, well, hey, wait a minute, how can you be a scholar of something you just said doesn't exist? Well, just like there are many dictionaries, but there's no such thing as the dictionary in the sense of a single authoritative version. There are many different Bibles, but there's no such thing as the Bible in the sense of a single authoritative version. There are many different translations of many different manuscripts and configurations of manuscripts divided into many different canons, and none of them are authoritative over all others. We can't even speak about an original Bible either, because we don't even see the term Bible being used as a singular noun until the early 5th century CE, when we first have the singular use of the Latin term biblia. Prior to then, biblia meant the books, and that was based on the Greek term ta biblia, which also meant the books. And in the 4th century, that could be used to refer to a single delineated collection of texts, because that's the time when the notion of a canon started to firm up. But prior to that, it referred to an unbounded collection of texts that were considered inspired and authoritative. And this is also how the Greek term I graphi, the writings, was used in the New Testament and in Greco-Roman period Judaism. This was an unbounded category that could refer to any text that a person or group of people considered to be inspired and authoritative. But if we talk about individual texts from that time period in Greco-Roman period Judaism and in early Christianity, many of those texts existed in many different forms and in many different manuscripts for many centuries. For instance, when we talk about the book of Genesis, we can talk about the book of Genesis as we find in the Masoretic text, or we can talk about it as we find it in a version of the Septuagint, or we can talk about the different versions of it that we find among the Dead Sea Scrolls, or we can reconstruct earlier literary layers of it going back to what we believe it originally began as, that is, traditions about different patriarchs that were later brought together. We can't talk about an original book of Genesis, because once we get the book and we even have the name Genesis, that's actually a collection of centuries of editing and redacting and changing, and so it's not original in any sense. And that's even before we get to the Bible. So there's no such thing as the Bible, and there's no such thing as the original Bible. And when I say I'm a scholar of the Bible, that means I study anything that people consider to be biblical or would classify as part of the Bible, while also acknowledging that that can be a lot of different things and that there is no one single authoritative version of the Bible. There are just many different Bibles. And if you'd like to learn more about how scholars believe the Bible came together, that's chapter 1 of my forthcoming book, The Bible Says So, which is out April 29th, 2025. You can find more info and pre-orders through my bio. And the fit for this video has been Superman.